Well, we are back on the trail, and by we, of course, I mean myself and my wife, Casey. Oh, feels like forever since we were backpacking, right?
Yeah, it's only been a few months, though.
Yeah, we were in the Smokies back around the new year, and this time we are in Forest Glen Preserve, still in our home state of Illinois.
Nope. Are we?
What?
We're in Indiana or Illinois?
We're in Illinois now.
Pardon me.
Right on the border of Illinois and Indiana. And I'm pretty excited about this trip for one particular reason. We are trying out a new tent tonight. Not gonna say which one just yet. You'll have to wait and see. But I'm excited because we finally decided to get a real two-person tent instead of squeezing into the one-person Tarptent Pro Trail that we had been using for quite some time. So I am super excited about that. Now, we have not seam sealed the tent yet. What can I say? The weekends just got away from us. But not supposed to be any rain in the forecast, so we should be all right. But don't do what we do. Seam seal your tent before you go. Well, take two. We're back in the parking lot already because Casey had to change her shoes. She actually brought two pairs. She was wearing some Keen mid-cut hiking boots, but they were just too uncomfortable. She thought it was going to be pretty muddy, but so far so good. It wasn't too muddy. But she also brought her Altra Lone Peak 4.0 trail runners, which are super comfortable, so she's changing into those right now. And this is a good opportunity to tell you about Forest Glen Preserve. It's actually kind of a unique place. It is a forest preserve in Illinois. It's not a state park, but they do have an actual backpacking trail that is a loop. It's an 11-mile loop. We're doing 7.5 miles a day, 3.5 tomorrow, and they do have some semi-primitive campsites on the east part of the preserve. So this is actually our first time here, and we're looking forward to finding out what it's like. Well, not only did Casey change her shoes, but she's going to pee now. So this is a good opportunity to show you the map. So we parked right here at number 1. This is the visitor center. And this black solid line is the backpacking trail. So it goes around in a loop. And tonight we're going to stay at 16 here. This is the East Camp. But you can also stay over here at a group camp. But I believe the East Camp is a little more primitive, and it's very close to the Vermilion River, so this will be our water source for the night. And again, this is about 7.5 miles away from the visitor center in a clockwise direction. And on day 2, we'll just head back to the visitor center. Casey just committed her first grave mistake of the trip. She got to an intersection and asked me which way. Yeah. Little does she know that I am the king of getting lost. Don't ever ask me which way to go, because most of the time I'm just going to make it up. See, Casey, what did I say? Don't listen to me. We did indeed take a wrong turn. There's all these like other trails at the very beginning. I think some other sections that kind of run alongside of the backpacking trail. So the backpack trail is blazed with like red, pink, orange, and something else. Did I say red? I think I said red. The warmer colors. So if you do get turned around on one of the other little spur trails and side trails, just make sure you try to find a blaze eventually. Well, we came across a small water crossing and we are deciding, do we want to rock hop or go across the log? Decisions. I think we're gonna do the log though. Casey's gonna try.
It's slippery. All right, give it a shot.
Thanks. Thanks for letting me go first. Appreciate it, honey.
Are you coming? Or are you...
Oh yeah.
See.
Got to document first. Do whatever feels natural. Just be natural. Woohoo!
Dan, we're all counting on you.
Yeah. So I think we're maybe about a, I don't know, third of the way through, something like that. It's a remarkably pretty trail. I thought this was actually going to be a little boring, to be honest with you. But yeah, there's been streams next to us for most of the time, and the weather's just gorgeous. Would be a really pretty place when the leaves are in bloom. In bloom. Or do leaves bloom? They kind of bloom, right?
Sure.
Yeah, have my my official botanist with me. So there are some parts that are slightly confusing. Once you get to kind of your first road crossing, don't go up the hill to the left, go to the right, and then make a left down the road, and you will follow the Willow Creek Trail for a little while, which merges with the backpacking trail. It helps to have the map, so you can take a look at which trails you need to follow for a little bit. So, bring the map. So here I am, taking a nice, beautiful video of the stream, and then Casey points out something to me. There's a trail marker on the other side of this stream. Now, I had no idea that there were going to be water crossings like this, but I think we should be able to rock hop it. We'll be fine. So I think what we're going to do, let me show you. So I think we're going to going to start on these logs here, and then you can kind of just go down that way and rock hop maybe all the way down to that bank.
I disagree.
But Casey disagrees. So is this where we part ways?
There's a rock
Do we
hop.
say goodbye to each other?
It's been swelled. There's a rock hop up there that we can do without scrambling these logs, because it's pretty deep in between them right there.
Okay. Where exactly are you going? No matter how much you want the water to move, it's not going to move.
I'm still gonna try.
You know, usually she's the cautious one, and I'm the one that just dives right in. I mean, what is she doing? What are you doing? You might be thinking, come on, what's the big deal? Just get your feet wet. But man, I gotta tell you, I think we're both traumatized still from our Smokies trip a few months ago, when we did have to get our feet quite wet, and it was cold. And it's gonna get cold tonight, and I just don't want wet feet. Just don't want it. You're stuck?
My feet are wet.
What are you... Oh my goodness gracious. Now where are you gonna go?
Nowhere with that attitude.
Oh. Yeah, you can't really go anywhere from there.
You keep saying that, but you still haven't tried anything.
I still like my original plan. She's coming back. We're trying my idea.
This is slippery.
Yeah, looks slippery. Welcome back to the land of dry feet. I give you an A for effort.
Thank you.
You like my way better yet?
Not so much.
No?
No. My way was fun.
This
But
is
my
fun.
way also got my feet wet. Not like it's
We're
wet.
almost there. What a long sequence this is.
Where did you go from here?
You gotta step on the rocks.
Thank you for that advice.
Yeah. Well, you have a multitude to choose from.
Well, then they're all, I wasn't using that eye.
Woohoo! We made it! Aha! We conquered the stream! That only took a half hour. Man, that is quite a climb. No, I don't think cameras ever do inclines justice, but I'm pretty sure this one does. Wow. Oh, I'm getting tired just looking at it. We're taking a quick break at the group campground. This comes before the East Camp that we're staying at tonight. Some nice picnic tables, fire ring in front of me. There's a privy over there. What a beautiful, beautiful day. Man, oh man. Maple syrup. There actually is a maple syrup fest tomorrow with pancakes and sausage. But the ranger we spoke to said there's a huge line every year, so we're probably gonna miss it. But it has inspired us to go to IHOP or an equivalent establishment after our hike tomorrow. So by God, we're gonna get pancakes. Ugh. No other way around this. Other than sitting. All right, YouTube people, what would you do? So we're having a little debate about where to go. Now, there's an arrow pointing to the right, but there are some blazes to the left. And if we follow these blazes, it leads down to a really, really steep decline. There's even a rope on the right side there for a little bit of it, but then there's not really anything over there. And there are some blazes down at the bottom there, but there are also blazes this way to the right where the sign says to go, and it's not as steep of a decline that way, so I think we're going to go to the right like the sign says. Not quite sure what this rope business is all about, but we're gonna forget about that part. Well, we did go right like the sign said, but I guess either way will kind of get you to where you need to go, because these are the ropes of that really steep part I was talking about. So, and there is a blaze up ahead here, so I guess it doesn't matter. Choose whatever you want to do. Well, this bridge has seen better days. And this must be the Vermilion River. Well, that is a straight climb up. I think we're going to have to go on our hands and knees for this one. Well, we found a slightly better way. There's the bridge. And there's the uphill part. I cannot do it. I was slipping and sliding, so we're going to try this one out instead. Oh, let's just see. Oh, this is still muddy, but better. That's slightly more doable. Oh. Here.
Thank you.
Teamwork.
Now where's the trail?
Well, we made it to camp. Casey is already on top of the fire. What do you think?
Midland.
Are we gonna do it?
Maybe. We're gonna
All
try.
right.
We're doing it. We're gonna try.
That's the attitude. And I promised that I would show you the new tent that we got. So here it is. Drum roll, please. The Tarptent Stratospire 2. Oh man, I am so looking forward to sleeping in this thing tonight. So, yes, we finally got a 2-person tent. And we picked this one up a couple months ago. This is our first time using it. It's a 2-person tent, but it can be expanded to fit 3 people on the inside, which is pretty crazy. But the really interesting thing is the net tent on the inside of it is kind of shifted, so it gives it a lot more room. I mean, this thing has a ton of headroom. Let's go inside and take a look. All right. Has a ton of headroom. So look at this. Wow. I can sit up absolutely no problem. I am a short guy, about 5'7", but still, this is pretty awesome headroom. Very spacious. And yeah, like I said, we are definitely looking forward to finally sleeping in a 2-person tent. Well, everything's pretty much set up in the tent. Fire's still going, so that's good. And we are getting ready to have some dinner. And I actually forgot what I brought for dinner, so it's going to be a surprise. Let's see. We have 3 cheese chicken pasta from Alpine Fare. Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Yes.
And you have couscous with tuna.
Yep. Sounds very sad compared to yours, though.
It does sound sad. I'm so sorry.
So sad.
So sad. Well, we are starving. It is about, time is it now? Oh, I don't know. 7:45. Look
Dude,
at that.
that's bedtime.
It is bedtime. Well, we're gonna get this going, eat some food, enjoy the fire a little longer, and then head into bed. So, good night. We shall see you in the morning. Well, look who melted her shoe.
Sad.
That's a pretty big hole. I think it's still smoking, by the way.
But I poured water on it.
Yep. Well, that stinks.
That sucks.
Good morning. Well, it was a noisy night of owls and coyotes and foxes, we think, and
Cows.
yeah, we heard a cow at one point. Thought that owl was a turkey most of the night, but I did. It sounded like a turkey. I don't know. Gobble gobble, kind of.
There are turkeys out here, I bet.
It didn't necessarily say who. So we had a pretty good night's sleep. Not bad. Loved the tent. Oh, so much more spacious, right?
Yeah, it's nice. I love it.
But
It's an investment.
yeah, well, one of us has to poop. We'll leave you to guess which one. And we're gonna get up, go poop, then have some breakfast. We'll wash our hands in between that, but we're gonna eat.
And now it's time for my favorite part of backpacking. My wonderful bacon jerky. You know, no matter what, this just makes everything so great. Even when it's cold. So these backpacking sites in East Camp do have a picnic table, which on one hand it kind of does take away from the, backcountry feel of it. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Along with the garbage can right
Garbage
in the
cans.
site.
And they do have a privy back there behind me, so you can pee and poop The privy I like. And actually, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the picnic table. This is sort of nice just to sit here and eat and spread out all of our crap. Yeah, we heard tons of animals last night, but nothing right in our sights, kind of scurrying around in the garbage can. But man, there's no streams or anything around here that you can hear, so it was perfectly quiet other than the animals and the occasional airplane.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
It's a nice place.
Yeah, good place. 4 stars. Camp chores, camp chores. Putting stuff away. Oh, but I gotta tell you, it feels good to be in such a palace of a tent. I can sit up, stand up almost, and do whatever I need to do to put stuff away. It's nice. Well, we're almost done packing up. We're letting the tent dry out a little more. There was condensation last night, as there pretty much always is whenever it's cold. And there is a water source somewhat close by. I mentioned we picked up water before we came to camp, and I went to go get some more this morning. So it's pretty much right down the hill that leads up to camp. It's like a 3-4 minute walk, so it's not right down from camp, but it's close enough. And we were using Aquamera drops on this trip because it's supposed to get below freezing, and whenever it does, I just don't want to chance it with my filter. I don't want the filter to freeze, and if it does, I don't know if the filter freezes, and then it's ruined, and then I don't want to get sick. But the drops work just fine. What do you think?
I'm really hoping so.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a filter, I can see it working.
Well, we'll see we'll see by tomorrow maybe. So far I've been very happy with the Stratospire 2. I will definitely do a full review on it, but it's spacious, it's fairly easy to set up, it's just a cool design, and we will be testing it out eventually with our daughter because it is supposed to expand to fit 3 people. So we shall see what that's like. Fortunately, she's not very big. She's still a kid, so it's more like 3.5 people, 2.5 people. Back on the trail, we have a nice and easy 3.5 miles back to the car. Although I do hear that the first 2 miles of this 3.5 are fairly challenging, so we shall see what that's like. Little bouncy. Right there. Well, they're kind of right about these first 2 miles being tough. There are a lot of steep uphills. Whew.
Leave No Trace Dan is climbing up a ridge to retrieve what appears to be a Mylar balloon. Could it be a happy birthday balloon? Perhaps congratulations on your new baby. Not ours, of course, but... And survey says...
It's a smiley face. Oh, get well soon balloon.
Oh, I hope they got well. Yay!
I've been looking for...
I mean, sweetheart, would you like a hand?
Well, you did tell me it was steep.
Dan, get well soon.
Nothing like hiking and brushing your teeth at the same time. So refreshing. Made it back to the parking lot. All right. Whew. Well, I had fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah, it was one of our best trips yet.
We had fun. Well, thank you so much for following along. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, have fun out there. Oh yeah. I said we were getting pancakes and sausage. And we're getting pancakes and sausage. I've always wanted to visit the headquarters of the Illinois Walnut Council. What am I even taking a picture of? Why do I even say things like, it's been a nice hike so far? Do you care if I'm having a nice hike so far? Probably not. Man, because... the hell did I want to say? Oh, who cares? Did that make any sense?